We will kick the highlights your way as we celebrate those squads who call the pitch home. Bring out those special moves because we are going to run all the best stuff right at you. Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Spear. We have way too much fun, Joe, you and I. But
we do indeed.
Yeah, we
but
do.
It's a fun time of year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody is going like gangbusters. We have some playoffs actually starting this week for the tennis team, which obviously the girls' tennis team starts the season before anybody. They get to the tournament time a little bit before everybody. But a couple of the other programs getting pretty close and preparing for some of their biggest events of the year.
Yeah, which is always a fun time of year. You know, you got that overlap of playoffs now. Some teams are finishing the regular season, some are a few games out, but we'll see how things unfold.
Well, the second half of the Cardinals' football schedule, regular season schedule, consists of their 4 new divisional opponents in the Metro Maroon. It started with a trip to Eastview to face a Lightning team coming off its first win of the season. Cardinals have had a rough road so far, but the second half should give them some more manageable opponents. We have seen some flashes from Coach Vasquez's squad this season, but they need to find consistency. Late in the first quarter, Aiden Snow rolling right, airs it out to Vashi Ebradlidze, a 30-yard gain into Eastview territory. Snow completed 19 of 28 passes to 5 different receivers. Cardinals started the scoring early in the second. Sean Washington III takes a pitch to the right, cuts back, spins into the end zone. Cardinals take the 7-0 lead on the road. Unfortunately, the Lightning strike back quickly. Quinn Curry looks long over the middle and finds his tight end Taylor Seaton running free in the seam. 40-yard touchdown. The game is even at 7. Cardinals had a great drive late in the second quarter, converted a couple of fourth downs, looking to take a lead before the half, but Snow's pass is picked off at the goal line with just over a minute to go, and it's still 7-all at the break. Big plays and penalties plagued the Cardinals in the third quarter. This is Seaton again, this time coming out of the backfield, going straight up the middle for 33 yards. He had 139 yards on 12 carries. That leads the Lightning's first lead of the game. J.C. Green taking the pitch right, easily in for the score, 14-7. Cardinals had 50 yards in penalties in the quarter, several on the next drive by Eastview that led to the Curry TD pass right there to Harrison Weldon, 21-7. Cardinals down but not out. Snow connects with Evan Hatapna early in the fourth quarter. One of 4 catches for Hatapna in the game. Nice run after the catch gets the Cardinals down to the Eastview 15. That leads to the second rushing TD of the night for Washington III. That came with less than 90 seconds left in the game. Lightning just needed a first down to seal the deal. And Seaton blows up again, right through the middle. Longest play of the night for either team, 46 yards. Down inside the 5. Lightning kneel on it from there and take the 21-14 win.
You know, it's never good to lose a game, obviously, but the fact that they were in that game to the end, that shows some signs that things are going in the right direction. Hopefully, we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. But the good point that you made is they've got some opportunities with the opponents left on their schedule to try and get a win, at least 1 or 2, hopefully. And we'll see, starting this week. I know Parker Cottage Grove is a decent team, and it's a road game.
They, too, are winless. 3 of the 5 teams in the Metro Maroon are winless after week 5. That includes Park of Cottage Grove. The Wolfpack are the Cardinals' host on Friday.
Correct.
Hopkins and Eastview are both 2-0 in conference play, in division play already. And Hopkins is who the Cardinals will have here for homecoming. But just looking at it, it's not like they're blowing teams away.
No.
Cardinals will have a fighting chance in each of their next 3 contests to finish out the regular season. And that interception at the end of the half was kind of a heartbreaker because they converted 2 fourth downs. It was a really good-looking drive, took a lot of time off the clock, got right where they wanted to be when they wanted to be there. And just that could not get that final play to go their way.
Yeah, and I think the penalties, obviously, in the third quarter really kind of took them out of some rhythm, and especially when you're in the game still, and they just really couldn't get things going, unfortunately.
Very, very true. The tennis team wrapped up its regular season this past week. They played Osseo for the Northwest Suburban Conference crossover. And because they had just played one another like a week earlier, They decided to play just doubles. The Cardinals winning 3 of the 5 matches. Melina Lee and Avery Anderson won 8-2. Caitlin Easton and Bella Fowler won 8-0. Kohlenberg and Kivioja won 8-6 in a close one. And then they finished the regular season against De La Salle. The Cardinals strong over De La Salle, winning 6-1. You can see all of them in straight sets, and most of them pretty handily. Fowler and Kivioja at second doubles had to dig deep for every set, but 7-6, 7-5, they get the win there as well. And now the Cardinals are the number 7 seed for the Section 7 3A tournament. It starts at Tuesday. They will be on the road to take on Cambridge Isani. The singles tournament for Section 7 3A starts on Thursday. Cardinal singles will be Tamaya Kohlenberg and Caitlin Easton. Caitlin Easton is the number 4 seed, so hopefully she can make a strong run. Kohlenberg actually is going to start with the number 1 seeded player from Forest Lake.
Yeah, that won't be easy.
Cardinals face the top seed in the doubles as well. Top seed there goes to a duo from Cambridge Isani. Morgan Severson and Taya Miller will take them on in the first round, and then Melina Lee and Avery Anderson will take on the number 3 seeded duo from Blaine. And we certainly wish all the girls all the luck, both team and individual.
Yeah, for sure. And it was nice for the team to get a couple of wins to close out the regular season to go into the tournament.
Volleyball team hit the road to take on Rockford last week, and they lost a close one. It was in 3 sets, but you can see all 3 sets were tight, 25-21, 25-21, and then 27-25. 19 digs for Talitha Koo. Lexi Cuevas had 12 assists and 6 digs, so getting it done in a variety of ways. Albatao had 9 assists. Cook was the lead killer with 6. On Thursday, they took on Andover. Was that Monday? No, that's Tuesday. That was Tuesday, Thursday. Thursday's the 25th. That was right. They lost a little bit more lopsided affair against Andover, but a positive note, they had just 1 miss on 45 attempts from the service line. That's a 98% service rate. And Natalie Ratana, the way she was scored on her passing measures in the elite levels, according to Coach Tia Rudziditz. They are at Centennial on Tuesday at Howie.
We'll be there.
And then they are at Osseo on Thursday. Swimming and diving team just won event last week. They took on the Osseo Orioles, and they lose the Battle of the Birds by a 99-64 score. Not a huge surprise to see Delilah Smith-Jeanette setting the pace off the diving board. She takes first place with a score of 187.50. Romano was second place in both the 100 butterfly and the 500 freestyle. Evelyn Altapeter was second place in the 100 breaststroke, third place in the IM, and they also took second place in the 200 medley relay. Coach Rachel Schleter sent me an email. She said, the girls are doing really well, but they are, like many teams are through the meat of the season, having to deal with little injuries and illnesses here and there. And they're hoping to get everybody healthy in time for their big meets, which they still have a ways out. The swimming and diving team usually has their section meets after just about everybody else is done. So they will have a little break after the regular season to get ready for that section meet. This week they are at Elk River on Tuesday, and then they host Cambridge Isani on Thursday.
Well, the cross-country teams had the biggest races of the season on the horizon, with a conference meet next week and the section meet after that. Last week, they were at the Norm A. Invitational in Cambridge. After more than 4 decades at the middle school, the tournament moved to Purple Hawk Golf Course last year. The challenging course really gets runners ready for the tournament time. Beautiful weather for the race on Tuesday. The Cardinals were coming off the GRIAC invite just 3 days earlier, so some tired legs throughout the group, but it didn't hold them back. Ruby Demmer running with the leaders from start to finish. and she has another outstanding race. She gets to the finish line in 19:42.8. That's 4th place overall. Josie Sinigaglia is next to the line for the Cardinals. She's 26th place in a time of 22.30.9. Mackenzie Ryland in a battle all the way to the end. She's 37th place in a time of 23.32.8. Great effort from Faith Coos, finishing strong in 23:50.1. That's for 41st place. Emily Bourne isn't far behind, taking 45th, and the Cardinals are 4th of 8 teams. We're going to flip to the boys. A lot of great times led to one of the best finishes of the season as a team, and it's great to see that. Dagi Alimu has been their leader at almost every event. He's 12th at the Iron and Bite with time of 17.501. Captain Josh Hyatt has a season best time of 18:06.1. That's really solid, 16th place finish. The next 3 all put up personal best. Freshman Tate Burnett barely missed top 20, crossing in 18:32.4 to take 21st. The sophomore Josie Jacobs ran 19:03.9. That's for 25th place overall. And finally, freshman Nixon Glenn was 33rd at 19:37.2. Cards are going to finish 5th of 9 teams at Purple Hawk.
There's a lot of numbers in there.
Yeah.
And the odd thing is he speaks faster than I do normally. And when I tested it out, I was able to get through it. He's struggling over there. We need some oxygen.
Struggling.
You all right?
I made it right to
All
the end. Perfect. Perfect.
Great to see the boys, though, the youth at the bottom getting personal bests. Just reading up on it online, they talked about the move over to Purple Hawk and the feedback that they had gotten last year at this race, which is a little easier to find those reactions than it was about this year. They were talking about what a difficult course it was, but what a good time to have a course like that in your schedule so that you are preparing yourself best for what lays ahead. They have the Northwest Suburban Conference Championships next Wednesday. The 7 3A Championships aren't until Tuesday the 23rd. They do have some fun meets and time trials in between those events, however. Boys soccer team, big games last week and trying to keep a little bit of momentum going. It started with a win over Spring Lake Park on Tuesday, beating the Panthers by a 3-1 score. The Cardinals get themselves back above the 500 mark. The goals from Hassan, Ba, and Akasip. Landon Yang had a pair of assists. Well, the Cardinals were hoping to keep that momentum rolling when they came home on Thursday for a border battle with Andover. Huskies and the Cardinals were both coming off 3-1 wins over Spring Lake Park. For Andover, it had ended a 6-game winless streak. So they may have been breathing a little easier, but the Cardinals, they were not to be denied in their quest for a 3rd straight victory. Home team bringing the pressure right away. Omar Werku pokes the ball free, draws the D, puts it on a T. Noah Akasip says thank you very much. One touch back to the far side. Cardinals on the board less than 2 minutes into the contest. Cardinals on the attack again. Greatest give and go on the sideline. Beauty of a cross. Malka Gurma, though, gets underneath it and puts it over a wide open net. Can't believe it. Huskies even the score late in the first half. Stolen pass sends Andover in with numbers. Grady Manette able to slip it past a diving Drew Howard. It's 1-1 at the half. Cardinals turn up the intensity in the second. Great pass to Werku down the wing. He finds himself a great angle, gets off a rocket. Huskies keeper makes a diving save. Cardinals pressure, though, was relentless, and it does eventually pay off. This is one of the prettiest crossing passes you will ever see. Gurma threads the needle. Freshman Bruce Buckmiller buries it. His first varsity goal. Cards up 2-1 with 17 to play. Huskies were able to create some grade A chances at the other end. Melvin Logis unleashes a laser with his left, but Drew Howard dives. Keeps the Cardinals in the lead. They do get some insurance, but it doesn't come until the final minute of regulation. Adam Kish with a high through ball over the defense, and watch Werku just run past everybody, tip it past the keeper, and put it into the wide open net. Cardinals move to 6-5-1 with the 3-1 win.
Well, the Cardinals had their final home game of the regular season on Saturday, hosting section rival Forest Lake. The Rangers had just one win on the season, so it was a great chance for the Cards to score a 4-game win streak. in the first time in 4 years. Cardinals start the scoring off a corner kick in the first half. The cross is off the keeper. Chaos ensues. Ball pops to Omar Warku. You're going to see it here, and he does not miss. The senior buries his 4th of the season and gives the home squad an early lead. Cardinals, well, you know, they have a lot of weapons, and they're firing on all cylinders. Khalid Hassan, great setup for Noah Akasap. Perfect one touch with a left foot. Cardinals flying high with a 2-0 lead. Well, that completed the scoring, but the Cardinals were done bringing the excitement. Hassan again, great run finding Akasap in the space. The keeper able to charge. He's going to smother it, but a great play by the Cards. Rangers weren't really able to bring much pressure at all. This long through ball that kind of takes a weird bounce created some brief anxiety, but Drew Howard holds on for his 4th shutout of the season. The Cardinals' 4th in a row, 8th of the year, and they're guaranteed a winning record for the first time, Joe, since 2012.
That is pretty cool stuff.
That's phenomenal.
Pretty cool
Love
stuff.
it.
Yeah, last time they had a 4-game win streak early in the season in 2021, and as you mentioned, last time they had a winning record in 2012, and they're not quite done, but I'll tell you what, if they can score one more win in the regular season, it would have to be impressive because their last game of the year is on the road against Centennial on Thursday. Centennial is the top team in the Northwest Suburban Conference.
They're very good.
Girls soccer team started their week up in Ricori on Monday, and they lost a tough one, 3-2. Still keeping themselves above the 500 mark, but that was a game that just didn't go their way, a game they felt they had a good chance in and just not able to close the deal. Cardinals ready to forget all about that trip and get back to business when they hosted Tartan on Thursday. The Titans were just a game below 500, but they have one girl that scores more than 65% of their goals. Cardinals were able to shut her down, and more importantly, they kept possession in their own attacking third on their way to their 6th win of the year. Cardinals knew Olivia Sasser would be dangerous, and they kept her, for the most part, to the outside. You can still see dangerous from long range. Defender able to block the rebound out of bounds. Titans showing they have plenty of weapons to worry about beyond number 19. Great opportunity for Peyton White down the left wing. Aaliyah Williams with an outstanding save keeps the contest scoreless. Cardinals bringing the pressure midway through the first. Brindley Wold stops up the clear attempt, gets good position, and gets tripped up inside the box. That is going to lead to a penalty kick. And if the freshman felt the pressure, she didn't show it. Wold sweeps it past the diving keeper, and the Cardinals have the only goal of the first half. Cardinals turn up the pressure again in the second, and really they kept Tartan bottled up in their own end almost the entire half. Finally get the separator with just over 10 minutes left. Great effort on the 50-50. Madeline Yang heads it past the keeper, and that can really start the celebration. Cardinals' 3rd win in 4 games, 6th of the season. First time they have had 6 wins since 2019.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the research for the soccer teams for this show.
Well, we got a chance to do the doubleheader the other night or last week, and it was fun to see, obviously, 2 wins. Quite obviously, but it was fun to see the progress that both teams have made, especially the boys. I mean, I think the girls are playing really well too, but the boys just seem to have stepped it up a little more since a season ago, and that's fun to see. They've got so many weapons.
Well, and it's the girls are really young too. The
yes,
boys are too. The boys are going to have a lot of pieces back. It's easy to get excited when you really look at what they have and where they've been and what they're doing that hasn't been done in so long. Unfortunately, they couldn't get win number 7 on Saturday. They came up short against De La Salle, 3-2. If they can get win number 7, they got 2 chances left. Marilyn Yang, Wynn, and Jenica Erickson had the goals, by the way. They got 2 chances. If they can get just 1, they would get 7 wins for the first time since 2015.
That's phenomenal. Love to see that. And, you know, as being products of the Minneapolis school system, we certainly want them to beat Roosevelt, no question.
Oh, yes. I enjoy seeing the Teddies lose. Not maybe quite as much as the Millers, but
but you like it, yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
I don't mind a win over Roosevelt, and if they can beat Chaska as well on Thursday, that'd be great. Because Howie,
we'll be there.
There we go.
Yeah.
But that, wow, it just keeps rolling. Unfortunately, we won't be at football again. They're on the road at Park of Cottage Grove. They have their own team.
Not as good as ours, of course.
I would say our production a little higher quality than what we saw out of Eastview, but it is what it is. So here's what we have for you. On the road, volleyball against Centennial on Tuesday. Girls soccer team final home game of the regular season as they host the Chaska Hawks on Thursday. And then we'll see some playoffs. We should have seedings and matchups for both boys and girls soccer section tournaments next week.
Absolutely.
That's going to do it for this edition. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including the mastermind behind the lens, Tom Battenberg, my partner, Howie Shapiro. I'm Joe Young. Saying good night.